What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Carlotta Travel Show. Okay, I had to have a show real quick, a fast show, because baby, we talked about this about a year or so ago on the Block Talk radio show about Jhene Aiko and Big Sean. And when Big Sean came on, because a lot of people were asking me, what did I think about this? Was he going to ever marry her, or was he going to ever be in a relationship with her? And let me just say this. Let me clear this up before I talk about this. Okay, I don't know these people. Like I listen to this show called I'm Triggered. You're Triggered. She always says, I don't know these people. I don't know these people. So I be trying to. I just use these people as lessons for y'all to talk about different things. It's allegedly. Y'all know I say allegedly a lot. Okay, but yeah, I just want to use this for my young girls, my older girls out there who need to hear certain things about love, life, marriage, some things that I'm learning, still learning, I've learned. Okay. And so, and this isn't to diss Janae, because listen, when you love somebody, let me tell you, you be a fool. You be doing some stupid, you just do some crazy things. You waste your time. That's one of the things. Love, there's a scripture in the Bible that says, don't awaken love before it so desires. I think that's what it says. Don't awaken love before it's so desired. Don't awaken love too fast. You can pace yourself, because if you do, you'll end up putting in more to something that you shouldn't. You won't be able to see it clearly. You won't be able to see that thing clearly. Okay. But we talked about this a couple of years, a year and a half, maybe. I can't even remember the show. And man, I said I didn't think he was gonna do. I didn't think he would probably marry. And because of the way he, first of all, I give, when women ask me about what's the time period they should give to men, I actually don't say a year like most women. Most people say, and relationship gurus say a year. I actually say 3 to 5, if you really are dedicated like that. And the reason why I say that is because that is enough time to go through a lot of things with somebody and to really know. Sometimes you still don't know. Don't try to take it. I mean, the longer you wait, in my opinion, the more likely you're to divorce. The longer you wait to marry, the more likely that you are to divorce. But at the same time, I've seen great marriages and people get married after 3 years, 5 years, the most. So that's why I said that, because I've seen quick marriages where they don't last, right? So I give a leeway. I say 3 to 5, and I say cut off at 5. At 5, you don't even there's no reason you shouldn't even be there. 5 years is really too long, in my opinion. But there may be if you're both agreeing on a 3 to 5 year mark, then that's different. Okay, you're agreeing with him. But if you really don't want to wait that long, then your value system, cut a mofo out. And let me tell you why. The longer you wait on somebody, the longer he play in your face, the longer he do this, he makes it hard for you with the next relationship. You will still see residuals, to me, in my personal opinion, from that person. Even when you heal and you go on to somebody, you meet somebody. That's why a lot of the manosphere, can I say this? This is sidebar, okay? A lot of the manosphere love to come for people like Sierra and people like that. There's a reason why they do that. And this is just my personal opinion. My personal opinion, I'm not saying this is. But Sierra, what she had for a future was such a passionate energy, right? She wasted a lot of time there. And when she meets a guy like Russell Wilson, she's already carrying she has already had a child from this other person, which is a lot. That is a whole other thing, okay? A whole other connection and situation. But then it takes time for a woman to transfer her value system to this person's value system, because her value system before has been subjected to future. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of her values have fallen below. herself. And to me, Sierra does a beautiful thing. Sierra realizes, like, yo, this is not where I need to be. I need to get out of this and run as fast as I can before I'm two babies in, before I'm three babies in, or before I'm married, which is even worse. Right? You know what I'm saying? So, like Cardi B did. Cardi B actually got married. He actually married Cardi B, and we all know what happened on that. Okay. But Sierra took that to start going, and then she took a chance on somebody who's in it. So what I think men see in those manospheres is they see that this is not normally her energy, and she is getting used to being treated well, treated like a princess, treated like she's supposed to be treated. If and God, and I'm not saying Russell is perfect. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just saying that she's getting used to a better form of treatment. And sometimes even a woman walking in that can still be uncomfortable a little bit, even after 2 and 3 kids with this man. Okay. So that's what sometimes I think they see. Okay. And then, and then he's a Sag, and they don't understand how Sag is like they women. Okay. So this is a whole different story. Okay. But let's get to this. Okay. Over a year ago, Big Sean was on. He is asked about marriage. And let's play this again, because I want you girlies to understand, who want to be married, who don't want to be, women who don't want to be married is a different thing. Okay. And I'm not mad at you for that decision. Okay. And I always tell young ladies, marriage has its benefits, and it's also very challenging. It's challenging and good. You know what I'm saying? It can be a mix, right? And you have good days, you have bad, you have good days. I always say, me and my friend go one day at a time, sweet Jesus. I mean, that's not the distance, because I think the institution itself is a beautiful thing. I am not mad at that. But what it takes you to come together with two people and try to get along, and try to uh your families to get along, to try to maintain some sense of the same purpose and ideas and things as your marriage goes on, is very hard to do. And I tell people the straight up truth on that. And there are some people that get out here and la 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 la, and okay, but I'm just trying to tell y'all, and it's good for them. But I'm just saying, from my point of view, that takes work. Okay. Uh it's being committed to anything takes work. Okay. And then sometimes, listen, there are things that come in life to disturb those commitments and to challenge those, and to make you ask, did you commit right? Right. So yeah, that's facts. Okay. And so listen, I think Jhene Aiko is learning a huge big lesson, and she's learning it for all of you, if this is true what they're saying today. Okay. So, and I would tell her, even if he wanted to marry you after 10 years, I'd be like, girl, go heal. No, run. But okay, so let me get on, show you, so we can talk about what. Let me see if I can find y'all that particular. Okay, see if I can find that particular thing where he talks about. Okay, he talks in all of the videos and stuff I use, or fair use and stuff like that. I use it to try to talk to y'all about different things and stuff. But okay, so let me let y'all hear. This is from when Charlemagne interviewed Big Sean back a year ago, and this was a very interesting conversation they had. So, and I'm sorry I didn't have pulled up my. I wanted to pull up what I said a year ago about them, but maybe I'll do it on another show so y'all can hear it. But let's talk. Let me let him see y'all hear what he said, and why I knew that, sis had to be like, sis had to be like, oh no, it just kind of showed that he wasn't serious. Okay. um and here's the interesting thing about Jhene Aiko, because I feel there are certain women who love, so she's a Pisces girl. Okay, when Pisces girls love, listen, because it's hard for Pisces girls. Pisces girls are a little bit more free spirited than the men to me. Oh my God, very much more. You know, they sometimes call Pisces women the hoes of the zodiac. I'm not trying to know. I'm not calling y'all hoes, but that's what some people say. You know, because y'all a lot very free spirited, very moving, and everything. So when a Pisces falls for you, they fall deeply and hard as a female, right? Pisces males is different, but Pisces females, I mean, Pisces fall for you hard anyway, but Pisces males tend to romanticize a little bit more, I think, than the women do. The women romanticize, but it takes a long time for them to get there to do that. Okay. And once they do, it can be very daunting for them. This, I mean, you know, to, um, it's hard for them. I mean, they'll love deeply. And to me, it's a truer form with the women because it takes them more. But let's take a listen to this, okay? Big Sean talking with Charlamagne about marriage.
I think that it's a little personal, you know what I mean? But just like to be real with you, just like any people who have dealt with love, we've had our ups and downs, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's still finding the right navigation through it all. I don't know if to me, marriage symbolizes like the best relationship. You know, people be like, "Oh, you got to get married." To me, I feel like having a relationship is first and foremost, and like marriage is a byproduct of that. And I feel like a lot of people get the idea of like, "Oh, you have to get married," but then it's like, to me, that's almost a fear-based way of thinking too, because then people be getting divorced. The divorce rate's so fucking high, and I am someone who, I'm not like discounting anything, and I'm not saying that we aren't gonna get married. But what I'm saying is that it's just, I would like to do a lot. I would like to, and I don't like putting our personal business out there like that either. But there's a lot of work that needs to be done, I feel like, in general.
Well, take it from somebody who's been with a woman for 26 years, right? It's always gonna be ups and downs.
Period.
The work's never gonna stop.
Yeah.
Especially raising
26
kids.
years?
Been with her 26 years. Got married in 2014.
Oh,
So
shit.
you're married for 10.
Wow.
So it's gonna always be ups and
So
downs.
what took you 16 years to get married?
I don't know.
Exactly. It's kind of like a hard
I really
thing,
don't
man.
know. I don't.
And I wouldn't have married Charlamagne after 16 years. I'm serious. And it's good they lasted this long. And there are some stories like that where people do last a long time, but a lot of times, most of the times, most marriages that the longer you go, the more likely you're to divorce. Okay, and maybe probably what's kept them. I'm not sure. They have children. Okay, so sometimes children begin to stick people together and stuff like that. Okay. So Jhene Aiko, okay, when Jhene Aiko meets Big Sean, I don't know the business. I'm just seeing what y'all. Uh, was she married? She was married when she met him. Water signs. Can I say this about water signs? This is not giving water signs an excuse, okay? Water signs, particularly, it's really in the sign of mostly. I don't know what Jhene has in her chart, but really you see it mostly in a lot of in Scorpio and stuff like that. But Pisces, you can see it too. Water signs can can be committed and find relationships, find love, especially Scorpio. Scorpio. Everybody talks about Scorpio and loyalty. Scorpio is very loyal, but Scorpio is not so loyal if they cannot ignite their powers of reinvention with you. They can roam. Okay, men and women. Now, I hate to say this. They can, because I'm a Scorpio and water signs. Period. But so Jhene Aiko, if that was a true rumor, she could have really just, jumped. I mean, she could have she could have been in a marriage beforehand. Okay, if she was, that's what everybody's saying in these streets. Okay, uh, let's see here. I'm looking here, y'all, so I can get some of the background information. Okay, but I think she was allegedly. Y'all said she was married when she met Big Shot. Okay, and kudos to her for getting out of her marriage because she got, I guess, she got divorced or whatever. I don't know what the situation is, but people say that was that happened. That to me too is a thing. Uh, Let me say this with men because men will not tell the truth sometimes on these things. Uh, if there was anything kind of physical going on before that marriage ended, that man probably was most likely to marry you. And I'm not talking about a conversation where you sit and had a conversation and you realize you like, oh, I got feelings for this person. This person has feelings for me, and we have feelings for each other. And you guys had that one big talk, and you had to make a decision. I'm talking about if there was a full on affair. I'm not sure if that was true. I don't know what's true about that, but there's a full on affair. Men are logical creatures, most of them, okay? And so they're wondering if you're so quick to cheat on this person, even if you have your reasons, even if you're falling in love, even if you this and that, will you do the same to me? And so I wonder if this guy had not placed her. And listen, I personally believe as a Pisces, she probably really fell really hard for him because she stayed with him a long time. And Pisces are even the females once they're married, they're very loyal. So um, even loyal water signs can be loyal to relationships they're not in any. I mean, like but they have a loyalty and a respect for the institutions, right? So yeah, so this could be messy from the beginning too. So it's how you start your relationships, girls. How you start your relationships are very important. How what you establish yourself as, who you establish yourself as, and everything very early on with a person that you're planning on that you falling in love with. If you've done that in while you're in another commitment or in a marriage or in a situation, I always say on this show, I try not to be judgmental. I understand life happens. Okay. I understand people fall in different ways. I say to you to try not to get into an affair. Do not do an affair because an affair will less likely end your situation with that person before it begins. Okay. Even try not to get so much into an emotional affair where you're talking on the phone all the time or you're this and that, you're conversing and everything. If there is a situation where you realize after a few times, hey, I got feelings for somebody else, I really care about them, then I would, you have, they talk, you guys, if you have that talk it out. I'm not, ain't my business. Okay. And then you move away from each other and let the person decide who is in the relationship what they're going to do. I wouldn't wait if I'm the other person. You shouldn't ask the other person to wait, and they don't have to. Okay. But you need to be trying to figure out your life. And I say, if you try to start these things beforehand, this is likely the outcome because immediately somebody is thinking, can you do the same to them? Even if you have a good reason to be wanting to be out of this relationship or wanting to be out of a relationship. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to tell y'all, try to do it. Try not to be messy about it. And if this was true that Jhene was messy about it and she allowed him to take her there and she allowed herself to take her there, well, he's probably already had his mind. See, you're already telling him that marriage isn't worth it. You're already telling him that marriage is, look, you can't even be committed to it. I remember I used to date this guy for real. Let me tell you about this. I was having a relationship with this person and he was crazy. He was like, he be boy. If I say like I was in church and I was going to like I was really in church and everything. And so I didn't have no business with this dude because this dude was out of he was crazy, right? And and anytime like he would get me so angry, like I would start, arguing and fussing and cussing at him. He'd be like, "You supposed to be a Christian. I thought you supposed to love God. Look how you behaving." He threw it right back to my oh, look at you. Look at you. Where's it? You supposed to pray for your man. Oh my God, it was hideous. Talking about being unequally yoked with somebody. Listen, I would be like, he make me cuss a motherfucker. I would cuss your ass out. I'd be like, no, you know what the fuck that. Because this person will push you to your limits. And he likes to be a player. He loved to be a player. And I was like, nah, you ain't gonna embarrass me. One thing you not gonna do is embarrass me. I was a lot younger. I was in my 20s. But he didn't care. But I think around it's so funny. I was like immediately out because he was taking me out of my energy. I was always like, and he would always throw it out back at me, like, you know what? Ain't you supposed to be this? So I will say this to women: if you're in that kind of situation, these men want, if you're wanting a commitment with them, and first of all, I think a man who really loves you and really respects you and really cares for you, and if you are in a committed relationship and another man cares, respects, and loves for you, you have some sort of situation going on or whatever, I believe that man will challenge you to get yourself together. He won't interfere, but he will challenge you to decide what you want and get yourself together. He may admit his feelings and try to get it, but say, hey, I'm not getting it. You need to get yourself together and let me know if I'm still available. No, I don't think he would ever put you in a compromising situation. Okay. And I know things happen, but I'm just saying that's my personal opinion. So you got a question when you got somebody who does it, and they will remember that when it comes time to commit to you, they'll be like, well, can you really even be committed? Because you was out here, you had a husband when I met you. And they'll know you have those feelings for them. It's not the same as it was with their husband. But listen, sometimes it can be the same because sometimes it's like I always tell people, it's like people say the way you meet them has how you get them or something like that. I disagree with that statement because I say most of the time it's like that because different situations I've learned over the years. This is what I've learned over the years. And there are some things I can't, where I've seen a person get out of a situation where they was really in a bad situation and they was with another person and then they went this other person, they ain't cheated nothing. I don't know what happened. This was where they was a cheater before and suddenly they not. I don't know. It's so hard to tell what people have different value systems they bring to the table. So I can't say, but I say if a person's a consistent cheater and they just cheat, okay, yeah, it's probably more than likely. And it's just more than likely that when you get into a situation, they're watching how. I personally tell women, if this is what happened to Jhene Aiko, if she was in a relationship beforehand and she fell in love with Big Sean and Big Sean was watching her the whole time, he was watching her behavior, even if he was participating in bad behavior with her, he watched her behavior and at some point probably decided he did not want to marry her because of that behavior. I believe it probably happened more than 10 years ago. Okay, so that's what I'll say on that. That's my personal belief. Just my personal belief. This is if that's true. If that's true, y'all. If it's true that she was in a relationship ahead of time, then listen, and you left that relationship. Let me just say this too, because I'm just gonna clear this part of it up. You left that relationship for him, because I don't believe in leaving for nobody. You leave because you might have somebody you like or whatever, are you looking at or whatever, but don't never leave for another person, because that other person can not be what you think. They can leave all kind of things. Okay, so you don't want something so powerful attached to another person, like leaving a marriage or leaving a something very committed to go with another person. Don't put that all on the other person. You make it hard for yourself to leave if you see things aren't right, because you feel like you've given the ultimate do you get what I'm saying? You feel like you've given the ultimate sacrifice for this person. All right. And so you put a lot of pressure on this person to give you something back that that if you when you get back out there and you see they ain't got the capacity to give it to you back, you might stay in it too long, because you say, I left my wife for you. No, that's what I'm saying. Don't ever make another person your reason for leaving. The other person should be a trigger point. If there's another person there, a trigger point to say, dang, is this right? Am I in the right thing? Okay. Then you start to examine your relationship and see if that relationship is something that is for you or not. But never let the other person go about their business. Let people do. That's why I said I'm getting affairs are messy. It's horrible. It's hard. Because all kind of stuff come mixed up. You already mixed up if you got feelings for another person, right? But it's really terrible if you having an affair, if you having a physical affair, especially. I mean, it's just, especially for women, men too, but women are very attached by that point. Okay, so I'm not judging. I'm just saying if that was the truth, I believe he judged her way ahead of time. And the way he was talking about marriage, marriage is this and this and that, all sounds like it probably came from watching her in a marriage, or watching how she worked in that marriage. Okay, so I would say that that's rule number one. If you're in a relationship, if this was true about her, that she was in another relationship or committed relationship or a marriage before when she met Big Sean, which happens with a lot of people in the world now. There are people successfully married who were married to other people and everything like that. I'm just telling y'all the truth. Okay. And we talked about a couple on here. I told y'all about a couple on here that they accidentally, when the husband accidentally slipped that she was married when they met. I ain't gonna say who it is because I think it was an accident that he slipped it. It was on an interview and they real big like church and stuff now. Okay. But he told really how they met each other, and she was married at the time, right? But I think she was very she got out of her marriage before when she realized certain things was popping. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she really, she didn't stay. I mean, she took some time and really tried to figure it out. But this particular, so I can't really judge. I mean, I'm trying not to judge. But I'm just trying to say to y'all that these things happen with people. It does happen. And so, but if you go to me over into a relationship with this person, a full-fledged relationship, well, he's going to judge that. Just my opinion. Even if he's in love with you, because men don't act like us as women. Women, we will be in a relationship with a married person. A lot of women will be in and be like, I'm so in love. We're emotional. I love him. He's girl, he's still with his wife. Yeah, but I'm so in love. And when he leaves, if he leaves the wife for you, then you're like, oh, like he would. You can't picture him doing you like that. You can't. You're just like, our love is different. Our love is this, because you think from an emotional standpoint, but men do not think like that. Men are very logical. So they'll be watching your behavior with another man, even if they know your shit ain't right, even if they know crazy stuff is happening in a relationship, even if they know this and that, they still are funny about you. They still got that in the back of their head, in my personal opinion, in the back of their head. They still like, Even if they want you to come up out that marriage and they want to marry you afterwards, they still got in there because they are logical creatures. That's just my personal opinion. So if Jhene Aiko had this situation, that was her situation. That there is a way to handle it without being messy. And for those of you who have already been messy, no, this is when you need to pull whatever situation and try to I don't know, so many, try to make some decisions on your love life and where you want your relationship to be, because it's going to be hard for you to navigate a marriage with someone who's watching you, who's participating with you in your marriage failing. Unless y'all have an open relationship or something like that. I don't know. Because y'all got different shit going on out here these days. Okay. I don't know what be going on. But I'm just saying, it's hard. I'm trying to figure out how to say this. Okay. It's hard if you're really full-fledged in with someone. If you're in the conversation stage with this person and you're falling for another person, and then you, to me, can still salvage some of yourself, because just don't be physical with the person. Quit having conversation, have your one deep conversation and quit, and then go decide what you want to do with your life and your relationship, your marriage, or your commitment. But I wouldn't continue to engage, because the person is also, you're giving the person a view of you failing in something you want them to do with you. You get what I'm saying? Like you want, if she wanted Big Sean to marry her, the last thing she should have let Big Sean see was her failing at marriage. She should have let Big Sean see me in terms of this, because there's already going to be a judgment call there. But if you are respectful, if you're saying, hey, you know what, I like you, you like me, we got feelings, but you know what, I respect my relationship, my husband or my partner too much to have a physical relationship and even an emotional one. I think we have this conversation, we clear on how we feel about each other. I'm gonna think about my relationship, how I want to be. Do I need to be with this person in the future? And if the door is open and you're available and I'm available and I end this, then let's see what happens. You know what I'm saying? And to do that is less messy. The person's looking at you like, damn, she did. I mean, we got feelings, but we care about each other, but she doing the right thing. Okay, so they know that you handle things in a decent. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying it's good, but I'm just saying it's better than getting all tangled up with each other and physically, and it's hard at that point, and it's hard because it's just it's a mess. That's what I want to say to y'all, because I can see this for her. And if she was entangled with him before then, child, he's already judging her. He is already judging her, okay? All right, so second thing is 10 years is too long. 10 years and a baby. Ladies, listen, I'm really stressing this. Babies are a big thing. Don't let no man convince you to have a baby unless you're an older woman and you established in your lifestyle. Are you a woman who don't want to ever be married, but you want a child? I'm telling you, that's hard. Okay, shit. That's crazy to me. But depending on your situation, if you want to be married eventually in your life, if that is your goal to be married, do not let somebody sit up here and convince you to have a bunch of children with him before he marries you. That is fucking crazy. That's just stupid. And most of the time, women take on the brunt of raising children who are single. And men know that. Men know that a lot of these celebrities. Why do you think Stefan Diggs is over there allegedly? Stefan Stefan Diggs is running around here impregnating allegedly all these women because he can just throw a check at it. But if all them babies was up in his house and he had to raise them up, he had to be with them when they sick, he had to take off work. I couldn't go to the game today. I had to take my baby to the emergency room. All the things that women put into it, the commitment and the grit and the things that women put into mothering, if he had to do that, he'd be less likely doing what he's doing. He'd be less likely running around here, even though he is exerting a certain amount of energy. He don't know he is pain in a big way, but he doesn't know it yet. He'll find out in future years. Sometimes with men, it shows up later on and it's harsh. Okay. But exerting all that energy in everybody. Okay. But for Jhene, on Jhene's part, she had a child with someone. I think she already had a kid. Did she already have a kid in her marriage? I think so. I'm not sure. I don't know how that goes. Okay, but she gave this man a child, and probably because women, when you're in love, you're thinking a child is going to seal that once bond. But I don't think men get as bonded as women do about children. Men don't. I've seen men get convinced by other women to dog their kids out. So you can never trust an idea of a bond, you having a bond with this man forever because you have a baby. I mean, there's a physical bond, but he doesn't have to be committed to you. That doesn't mean he always has a thing for you. And you have to see how men take children. I mean, do they take them lightly? Like, allegedly Stefan is doing, you know what I'm saying? Is he just going around here like Future? He probably don't have no bonds. Kids ain't nothing. Having kids is nothing to him. So I would say to a woman, you definitely need to be married. You take on the brunt of the commitment when you're a single parent. You will do the brunt of the work, more than likely. And that check you getting, ask one of Nick Cannon's baby mamas who was complaining about Nick Cannon not coming around just recently. A couple of months ago, she was on the internet complaining and everything because the check ain't enough. It's hard to take care of these babies. It's hard when you got kids. It's hard to raise children. Raising and rearing a child is it's different. You have to be at school outings. You have to be at there for them day in, day out. And a lot of times when you give these men these babies and you allow them to freely move about, you give them babies, but you take on the brunt of something like you a wife. You paying the price of a wife without being a wife. I mean, you paying that price. And he ain't paying no price of a husband. He gets to run around here. And he could possibly, because of how we act as women, we don't make men accountable. And so as we act as women, he can more likely go on and have some more families and more women and more people like that because we ain't holding him accountable. Other women ain't saying, hey, man, you ain't take care of your baby. What in the world? You know what I'm saying? So, because women tend to think, oh, I'm special because he take care of me and my kids. No, not if he ain't taking care of his other kids. Okay. So, yeah. So having a baby with men who are not committed to you is crazy, in my personal opinion. It's stupid. Why do it? Why? And you lessen your value on the market. I told one of my friends this in our 30s. One of my friends, she was beautiful. She had going on and everything like that. And so she was married, right? But she was thinking about getting a divorce and everything like that because the person wasn't treating her right. It was all kind of crap going on and everything like that. And she was like, well, he wants a baby. I said, she said, what? I said, You sitting up here talking to me about divorce in this person. I said, but you're talking about having a baby. I said, first of all, do you want the baby to heal the relationship, or what are you doing? And she was like, well, I don't know. Yeah, I thought it would help and everything like that. I said, no, it won't. I said, first, I think you should straighten out your relationship. Decide if you and that person are going to stay together, if you're going to commit to each other. And yeah, but my clock is ticking. I said, yeah, your clock is ticking. I said, but it's a lot different to be out there with a child, single. I said, and it makes you less valuable on the market. Just my personal opinion. It doesn't mean that single mothers, don't get me wrong, okay? It's men who are always, it's a lot of great men out there who are married to who married single mothers, okay? And I'm not saying single mothers can't have a relationship, but single mothers have it a lot harder. They have to vet harder than anything before they let anybody come into their child's presence. They can't date around. Their dating time is very limited and restricted in some ways, all kinds of things. Okay. So I was like, hey, if you're thinking about being a divorce, you don't want to be divorced with a child. Think about that. Make sure you know what I'm saying? If you get your relationship right with your person first before you before you have a baby. And then you're going to be out. He's going to keep going on and doing his thing, but you're going to be stuck with the majority of the work. I had a person like this in my life. And it was after a number of years, a woman, she had children, everything. She was married. And the husband was always kind of player from the Himalaya, right? And so he finds this other woman, he wants a divorce and all these things. And this person was distraught and everything. And then at first, because she was, saying, hey, well, I need child support, alimony to keep up the household, because they had been married over 15 years, 15, 20 years, right? And so the kids were like 10, 12, they were coming up in age and stuff like that. And so when she wanted child support, he got mad and said, well, I'm gonna just sue for custody, right? And so she was so distraught. Like, oh, my baby, I can't, me and my mother, we was over there talking to her because we were good friends, and she was just like, I don't know, trying to take my babies because I wanna do this, and because I wanted child support and stuff like that. And I remember I looked at her, I said, let them. Oh, what do you mean I can't let him have my babies? I said, why come you can't? They're boys. They're grown. I said, why don't maybe you can pay the support. I said, it frees you up to do the things you wanted to do, like go back to school, do this, do that, blah. She was a business owner. I said, get your business right where you want to be. It gives you a lot of free time. You have the children on the weekends, and how she started clearing up. She was looking at me and stuff. My mother was like, that's a good idea. Oh my God. And she was like, I never thought of it like that. I said, I said, and let me tell you something. I said, he faking. I said, because the moment he see you give in to that, I said, you ain't got to worry about it. Your kid's going to be here most of the time anyway, because he ain't going to want it. Him and that other woman ain't going to want it. She ain't going to want that smoke, or she going to get the majority of that smoke. And if she love him, that's good. You know what I'm saying? I said, clear your tears. Let him. Oh, she did it. We was shocked. She flourished. Said, I'd pay child support, but really the courts ended up, I forget what it was, because she got so much from the divorce, because alimony and everything like that. I think it was something, alimony offset it or something like that, but she got a lot of the properties and everything like that. So she was able to afford more, and she kept her full business and everything. So she was able to give child support. She was like, that was a lot lighter for her than having them in the household as they get older. Right. But he tried to change it. He was like, well, no, maybe we should have shared joint custody. Or she could take back full custody. I mean, she said, nope. We're going to do it just like he said. And what ended up happening has teenagers. Those kids was mostly with her all the time. He didn't him and that person, the person he ran rubber off with, didn't even want. He was, and he begged her to take. He was begging her to take him back. She was like, nope. Her life was doing so good, and she let the kids spend more time, with him, because she's like, they your kids too. She stopped feeling guilt for that. Okay. So, but that doesn't happen with women the majority of the time. Most of the time, women will take on these children by themselves. The man will be done skip the loo to somewhere else and building another family. And meanwhile, she's left with the brunt of raising a family he left. Okay, that's why a lot of times why women win alimony, child support, and all these things, because they have to take care of a household without that person that her and them and that person have created. So, ladies, why you would get into a situation and have a child where you don't have legal access too much, except for child support through the courts and all this stuff, but you don't have legal access to a man, and you want to have a baby for him, it's crazy. Okay, men are already starting to look at that too. They're looking at that. Okay, do not do that. Just don't value yourself enough to say, no, I will not have a child unless you're, like I said, there's two reasons I say have a child if you're going to have one. I don't always agree with them, but if you're an older woman and you maybe your baby and you want children and you decided with this person don't have to be married to me, I got my own money, I got this and that, that's okay, that's different. I still say it's very hard though, right? Or if you and your partner are together and you have a commitment and you don't, both of you don't believe in marriage, okay? But I still say it, when you're bringing children into the picture, it is important to have a kid. Why would he marry you if you're giving him everything that a wife is giving him? Like the old folks used to say, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? Right? Shit. Okay, so I'm not surprised at this notion. Okay, number three reason not to what lesson you can learn from Jhene Aiko. 10 years is just too long. Like a decade of wasting your time and playing in your face is crazy. It's absolutely ridiculous. No matter what you do. And I'm glad that she's figured it out. Hopefully she doesn't go back. Hopefully she doesn't. Listen, 10 years is too long. He's really made the decision. He really is. He really has. He really don't like you like that. He really think probably that you, if that was the first thing, like I said, you a cheater pumping. Can he trust you? There's all kinds of things. There is reasons he don't want to be married, or he got so many options out here because there's so many women will do with celebrity men. It's a different story. It's hard to get them to settle down and get them to mature because they like it's hard to get. That's hard to deal with. That's oh my God. It is hard to deal with celebrity males who don't want to mature. They got options. Like if you fuck around and say, I am the prize, then I'm not going to be putting up with this, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's 10 other girls out there they can call up to try to, even if they're in love with you, to try to douse the pain. I can screw one tonight and tomorrow night, and then they can do. They don't ever have to mature. They don't ever have to have mature conversations. I just want you guys to realize this. So when you're a female and you're dating those type of men, I will say this: make sure that you put your shit down. Your values are in place. And you don't give a fuck that he's Big Sean or anybody else. Okay, you be like, yo, like if I see you slipping, I see you slipping. and you just lost one. And don't look back. Don't spin the block unless you're absolutely sure that the block is brand new and the block is cleaned up. Do not spin the block on his ass and don't give him no indication you're gonna spin the block. But celebrity males, they think because they think they the prize. See, you dealing with feminine men. That's what I'm trying. I said this the other day. Somebody got mad at me. Somebody wrote me. I said, because I said celebrity men act in the feminine. Not all celebrity men. I'm not talking about all celebrity men, okay? There was a woman that actually wrote me and said, I don't believe that about celebrity men. I think that. I was like, okay. But most celebrity men act in the femininity energy. I guarantee that's why Jhene Aiko's been so aggressive about Big Sean. Remember, she was aggressive back 10 years ago. Even if allegedly when she was married, she was seeing a lot of y'all was saying she was aggressive about him. Why? Because he didn't want to take no responsibility. Yeah, he wanted her, but he didn't want to take responsibility for wanting her. So he let her do all the work because he's effeminate, really, probably, more than likely. Yo, it's a guy, like Jhene, I know because he had dated. Remember his two other girlfriends, who his two other girlfriends were? Ariana Grande, and who had problems with him. But I think Ariana Grande is a player. She like, man, I can take you or leave you. And so is the other one who died in the river. What's her name? I forget her name. She really done. They had a big bad breakup. I forget the girl's name from the singing show. I forget her name. Naya Rivers, right? Naya Rivera or something like that. Listen, okay, he was with her too. So he think he fine. He think he got that, right? He think he can pull him like that. So when you got somebody like that, and this is even in just life. Like I tell women all the time, when you got a dude who is acting in the feminine, and more than likely he's got access to a lot of women. Like he's got access, he's got so many options. I've been with a dude that acted like he was so feminine. He was not in like acting gay. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that he was feminine in the way his behavior as a man. He didn't know how to be a man. He didn't act in the masculine. And listen, both men and women both have masculine and femininity traits, feminine traits, okay? But there is a balance to them, okay? If you're a man, you want to act in, you act in your masculinity most of the time. There are times when you act in the feminine nature, right? And for women, the same thing. You act in your femininity, and there may be times when you take on masculine traits, okay? But this man is probably more than likely feminine in nature. But I had somebody that was like that too. He had so many women he could choose from. He didn't have to mature. He didn't have to talk about it. He's just like, I'll just go get somebody else. You making it too hard for me. You want to talk? What you want to talk about? Like what? Like you're not gonna be disrespected. So you mean I gotta sit and like not be talking to other girls and not do this and that and get to know you and all this and that? Oh, that's so hard. I could just go on out here. I got 10 other girls on the roster waiting for me, okay? And they allow him to be feminine. He don't gotta act in his masculinity. He don't gotta mature. He ain't gotta be no man. And a lot of times what happens, especially with celebrity men, when they got rosters going on, it's only a few of those women usually that they spend it on. Because other women are just so damn happy to be in their presence that they'll take the bare minimum. So that's the kind of shit Jhene Aiko was probably dealing with. You know, he a rapper out here, rapping and singing and dancing, whatever the hell you doing, okay? You know what I'm saying? So he got access to women. So he never had to mature. He never had to take her seriously. his options were so many. And a lot of times there are men who don't know how to control of having like they don't know how to handle having people available to them. And same thing with women too. Like there is no balance in saying just because I got availability, I got options out here and everything, don't mean that I just want to be out here just testing every option. Mature people do that. But people who aren't mature will take advantage of those options, and they'll take advantage of energy. That's why I say a lot of times what you're finding there is two men who don't want to do the work. And women who don't want to do the work either sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I said we talk about women who don't want to do the work in terms of sometimes women will give up their value systems and everything to be with somebody. And because it's easier to just relax and be in love, but but eventually they're going to find them same value systems coming up. Well, men, on the other hand, men will, in my personal opinion, and especially celebrity males, will run around and have rosters and options and all kinds of things and just take energy all day. And they have access to so much energy. They got access to this a lot of women who are willing to give them energy, that they just start to just run around and take it. They become remember I tell you all the time, people siphoning you out of your energy. They are. I watch this. Let me tell you, I be watching this person online, right? This person who used to like this celebrity. I'm nosy. I'm a people watcher, okay? I'm a Scorpio. But I watch this person online like the celebrity, right? I was like, oh, baby girl, you giving out too much energy and you don't got to. Like, you giving out way too much energy to the person. That person is receiving the energy without value, without commitment, without anything to you, being to you. Like, you have to watch how much energy you give out to people. Like, even my favorite celebrities, I'd be like, damn, I gotta pull my energy back. I'm giving too much energy to this shit. I got shit to do. Like some of like my friends always tease about my Maxwell obsession, stuff like that, and I'd be like, yeah, you know what, shit. Sometimes they right, shit. Sometimes damn that. Sometimes I just be like, I shit all my social because I'll be like, dang, you know what, I can give too much energy. Well, I'm giving so much energy to this person. I don't know this person. But sometimes it's good. I just like to get out and meet different people and stuff like that. I use it for a different thing. I meet a lot of friends and stuff like that, but you can give so much energy to people. And so I'm just telling women, you need to value your energy. Value how much of your energy. Oh, I can't say this enough. I think it would significantly change for many women around the world if we valued our energy and the anointing that flows from us with this energy, our nurturing spirits and everything. We would not be so quick to give it to everyone. I used to watch this girl all the time. She would just give nothing but her whole full-fledged energy. I'd be like, God, that's a lot. Yeah. So I just say protect your energy, protect your time. The next important thing besides energy that's important is your time. Value your time. I think time and energy go together. Value your energy because it's your life force. Value your time because what is it worth? Is what you're giving and spending worth what you're getting back? Jhene decided allegedly after 10 years the fuck it ain't. Okay. So so I saw this too with a celebrity. I watched a celebrity couple one time online, and a celebrity couple, I think they had spent the block or something like that. And I don't know. I think this other celebrity might be a player because they got so many options and shit like that. But I knew that this player, this particular celebrity that's a player, was not gonna deal with this chick right. Because you know why? Because you too available. You too fucking available. You too fucking you fucking available. He's like every time he get down and shit. And even if he marries you, he gonna mistreat you because you too fucking available. Like, I hate to tell y'all can't be too available. That's what Kayla Nicole's problem was, in my personal opinion. I mean, I love that Kayla Nicole did it. He wasn't man enough for me and all that stuff. But the truth of the matter was, if I really look at this, and I've talked about this on my show, Kayla Nicole is doing more now for herself than I saw her do when she was with Travis Kelce. And I think because she spent the majority of time giving Travis Kelce a lot of her energy, he was siphoning of her, and she's a Scorpio. So I know, baby, he was getting good energy, good transformative energy. I know he was getting. If she's a Scorpio worth her salt, okay. So but now she's doing what she should have been doing, showing herself has in the relationship. If she was that. For that in that relationship, he wouldn't have been 5 years with him. She wouldn't have wasted 5+ years with that man. She would have realized very early on, like, I'm busy. I got shit I'm doing. Do you want to play with my time or not? Or you know what I'm saying? She would have been less likely. She would have saw him earlier. But a lot of women think because you're giving your time and your energy and everything to this person, and that's the only thing you're giving to this person, or you kind of have the energy where you're still puppy-eyed about him, or you're so interested in being his wife, and he knows it. Oh, he gonna play you. He don't play you. He gonna play all day with you. He gonna play all day long because he know, like, there she is. She over there. She go, like, I can get her anytime. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and all of us ladies have been there. I had a guy I liked really a lot one time. When I was in my dating years, and he just thought, like, I was always gonna be there. And I said, oh, I see you, motherfucker. I see what you thinking. I saw it. My Scorpio and I saw it. I said, oh, when I saw it, I said, okay. So, I'm a Scorpio. Scorpio's energies can confuse people. You know what I'm saying? So he thought, because I was friendly, I was nice. He thought, he was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That shit, yeah, she like me, like, she always be there, so like that. So finally, this dude shows up one time at my place. He's like, yeah, I thought, why don't we, go out for the night? I was like, you mean just hang out? And he's like, I mean, I'm ready to like kind of take this to the next one. I was like, take, excuse me. He's looking. I said, take what to what level? I said, we're just friends. I mean, the look on his face. What? I'm not. No. Oh, you thought you could just come back anytime you want to. Oh, no, that's not how it goes. That's not how it goes. No, I'm willing to, yeah, we can go out as friends, but I'm not interested in dating. And he could not believe it. It took him a couple of years to really realize that I had moved on. I dusted I shake the dust off my feet and moved on. And my friend said, your Scorpio ass played. I said, no, I did not. Your Scorpio ass kept acting like you. I said, no, that's not what happened. I said, he misinterpreted that vibe. He misinterpreted that somebody was going to always be no. I never said that. And I never turned around to give him the time of day either. I moved up. As a matter of fact, even one of my friends saw him not too long ago, and she was laughing at him about it. She's like, it happens. You know what I'm saying? But that you need to be that one. Don't play in your face. You ain't playing up in my face. And if he do try to come back, then you need to give him all kind. He needs to be jumping over her. He need to be doing all kind of stuff. Okay, but don't let nobody sit there and waste your time and energy and think they're gonna walk back in the door anytime they want to. That's what Jhene did. Jhene let this man play in her face. That's what Kayla did. She let Travis play up in her face, and he did really. He really did. He really successfully did that. I ain't trying to be fun. I love me. I like Kayla Nicole. I take up for the sister anytime, and I like Taylor Swift, but I don't like what Taylor Swift. I don't like that open light song and everything. And she might find herself. Listen, she might find herself down the line and understanding some things about life. But he really did suck up a lot of her time, and I could tell she was committed and dedicated to him. Cause you didn't see her doing half the stuff she doing now. Yeah, I mean, she let him play it with her a lot of her time. Only to get, not only did he break up with her, that when the breakup happens, but then he gets another woman who he's obviously talking to her about the other girl, talking to her about you. Kayla realized this. I'm talking about Kayla Nicole right now. Kayla Nicole, he obviously is having conversations about Kayla Nicole to this woman because she wouldn't have wrote a song about it. Or he didn't check her for putting that in a song. I would, most men would have said, what the fuck? Don't put that in no song or whatever. But the whole thing is that you messed up a lot of your time. I'm sure she said it was a waste of time. It wasn't a waste of time in the lesson that she learned, because that's what she was supposed to learn. It's not a waste of time for Jhene Aiko in the lesson that she needs to learn, because that was a lesson that she needed to learn. If it takes you 10 years, it ain't nothing like a good 10 years to make you realize, like, damn, that was stupid. What was I doing? And the baby? That's even more. One of the things I have a discussion with my mother said to me, one of the powerful things, my mother said she stopped, she was pregnant with my mother is kind of savage a little bit. I was laughing. She was telling me when she was pregnant with me, my dad was a playboy, still player. And she said he did, my mom was very close to my dad's family. She still is. That's like her family. Okay. And so he was out doing something. My mother said she broke up with him while she was pregnant and never looked back. It was true. I mean, and so she said, I was just not gonna be in that. And I thought that was pretty commendable for a girl that was 18. I was like, wow. And my dad said the same thing. I mean, it was shit. I thought it was so commendable. 17, 18. A young girl who's pregnant can learn her lesson. What can you learn after 10 years in a baby? Like, you guys have to learn these lessons. You cannot let these people, your time. You know why we don't learn the lessons? Because we think they're worth more than our time. What they're giving us, breadcrumbing or whatever these people, even in friendships, everything. I'm not just talking about relationships right now. Now I'm gonna go into friendships and stuff. Friendships and family, everything. People breadcrumbing you, doing all kind of crazy things. We think that is worth years of our time. No, you have got to value your time more. Time. I just was like, last night I was watching something, and I was like, man, because this person, they were talking about, this person was older, and she was talking about how her life, moved so fast. And I realized, I said, wow, I am 30 some years from where my grandmother is. where my grandmother is sitting right now. And when I realized that, I was like, woo, my time is valuable. And baby, it should have been even more valuable back in the day. Like if I can tell you young girls enough, I cannot tell you enough to start to value your time, your energy. Don't just give it to anyone, and trust your instincts with things. Yes, there are older women that can speak into your life and stuff like that, but also trust your instincts on some things. I remember being in my 20s and realizing like certain things I just didn't want to waste my time on and things like that, and really being smart about it. And I was glad I did that. But you can save yourself so much time and not get into crazy relationships. And yes, you might be a standout. You may be people, your friends may tease you. Your friends might say, oh, you a goody two shoes. Oh, you this and that. But look at them and look at you. Value your time and your energy. Don't spend energy and time on anybody. You lose years of your lifespan. Jhene Aiko has lost 10 years for a man who probably knew this 10 years ago. He probably knew 10 years ago he didn't want to marry her. I'm going to say he knew 10 years ago. He knew as soon as they slept together he didn't want to marry her. But I didn't finish telling y'all about my celebrity couple. Y'all know how I be getting off. I be getting on myself. Okay, but this particular celebrity couple, they spent the block or whatever like this. But this person, like, they wasn't going to listen, if you're too available to somebody, if you two out there, like you two, like you been there, you the homie. They don't even be, and if they marry you, that's gonna be a lack of respect. So don't let I wouldn't have Charlamagne's wife. She just lucky it turned out that way. But 16 years, nope. And I wonder how many years after 16 years of marrying, when she got married, how much this 10-year period has she had to deal with some shenanigans. I would never. 16 years is too long. Way too long. Unless y'all was just friends or something like that. And then y'all had a relationship later on. But 16 years waiting on somebody to marry you and you had babies and shit like that. No way. I tell any woman, nope, run. Because why does he want to marry you now? That's the question you got to ask yourself. After 16 years, what has changed in 16 years? That young lady should have asked herself, what has changed in the few years that we have been apart? Let me see. What happens most of the time, I'll tell you the truth about spinning the blockers. Not all the time. I'm not even going to say spin the blocker. I'll tell y'all what happens with most of these men when they do, after 10, 12, 15, 20 years, come back to you, okay? They've had an experience out there with the person they really love and they can't get them. They don't want to pay the price. There's that. The girl they really love has values and standards and ethics. And she like, I'm not having it. You ain't gonna come up here. And this is especially with men who have access and options, okay? They're women who have ethics and standards and stuff like that. The men will say, well, shit, I don't want to pay that price. That's too high to pay for you. I love you. But you know what I'm saying? I can go over here and have me a baby. I can go over there to Tutu and have me a baby and don't have to put nothing really into it. I could marry such and such. She just want my last name and to be running around with people, that I know and be up in the know. The fuck you don't know who I am? Not a fuck I don't know who you are. And they will walk away. These certain men who are immature and do not have your best interest in mind, everything, will walk away and not marry you. They will not marry the girl they love because the girl they love wouldn't marry them in their current state. The girl they love wouldn't leave her shit in their current state. She like, oh no, ain't the fuck. She ain't no Jhene Aiko. Now I'm gonna go back to Jhene Aiko. Let's go back allegedly to the wife. She was a girl wife before him. Okay. Okay, because that's what y'all saying in these streets. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what y'all saying. Okay. If she was a wife before with this another man, if she was seeing how his behavior was at that point back 10 years ago, she like, if I'm giving up my shit for you, you got to be kidding. You immature, you full of shit. Right? You know what I'm saying? He can't do nothing with it. He couldn't have did it. He would have went on with somebody else and saved her a bunch of time and probably a divorce. Or she would have got a divorce and she could have went on to another person who cared even more deeply, but she decided to make him worth it, even though he wasn't giving her nothing. And a lot of times, girls, you gotta ask yourself about these men that show up with you after 10 years, 12 years, 15 years. They can, I love you. No, they don't, because it's because another person had ethics and had whatchamacallit and everything. You're like, where you been? That's the first thing you need to ask, where you been? Because really what's going on is the other one just can't get. I'm like, right, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's easier to pay for you. You been out here just waiting. I'm just waiting. I'm just biding my time. He gonna come around. He gonna marry me. You watch. I know we had a baby. See, the baby make him. He know we a family. Meanwhile, there's a girl over there going, nope, I ain't giving you no. You ain't gonna get up in here. You ain't having no kids with me. Not if you ain't get. See, and they don't like that. A lot of times, girls, you were easier to pay the price for. You was easy. You was cheap. You was on the cheap shelf. Yeah, and it don't matter how you look. It don't matter if you the finest thing walking. If you the finest thing walking, if you selling your energy and your time for cheap, baby, you for sale. And the other girl cannot be all that in looks and stuff, but she value her time. She value her energy. She ain't out here playing with him. Don't come to me. You ain't playing. You gonna come play. Don't come to me trying to mess with my shit and you ain't for real. See, that's what Jhene Aiko didn't let him know. The fuck you think this is? Women, sometimes you got to be logical. Jhene should have been logical 10 years ago. What's been more? Is it more than 10 years? She should have been logical logical. And is he worth what you gave up? Now, okay, let me just say this. The lesson is probably worth everything to her right now if she's serious about growth. And she probably is like, hey, I went through that and I have a beautiful child now and I blah, 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 blah. And it's worth it for that to me. But when you really look at it, could you have done it better? When you say that to yourself, like I've had friends where they be like, yeah, well, it's everything. At least I got my baby. I'm like, but would you have had to sit in the soup line going down there to week and snap if you had waited on a better option? Well, shit, you right there about that. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying your baby ain't beautiful. I ain't saying you ain't learned the lesson. I ain't saying this ain't been the most powerful thing you ever done. But what did you lose in the process? Oh, that's one of my friends said one day, because she was talking about, it ended up being beautiful to me. And I was just sitting there looking, I said, well, shit, yeah. After fighting and hustling and damn near homeless. It ain't funny, but I'm just saying, sometimes we don't really understand the consequences that you paid for something. Understand the consequences will be real. When you fuck around with somebody that don't know what they doing, don't want to play, that want to play in your face and play with your time. Consequences are real, and they will you will get a lot of consequences for dealing with men who are not sure about their thing. Even when you marry men like that and you haven't gotten a surety that they have a sense of care for you. And I don't blame the men at all. I don't blame men for that. I blame you. Okay, if you getting married with somebody who just because you were so desperate that you want a lesson, it's just like Miss Jackson. What's the one that was married to Derek Jackson, and she told her story on the Wifey podcast. I had not felt after I heard her story. I was like, okay, girl, you got what you. This shouldn't have been no higher expectations for him. He was playing you before he even got married. He showed you who he was, even. He showed himself, Derek Jackson showed himself even before they got married, but she was chasing after him. She kept coming for him, kept coming. She said she'd be walking up the stairs, another one would be walking down. And she said when she got married to him and she got him, she was like, oh, I got him and y'all don't. They like, some of the women like, not really. He was over here last night. Allegedly. You know what I'm saying? So she thought she had won beat out all these other chicks. So what? No, you didn't beat them out, sis. They still there. You just got the last name. And the kids is going to be giving more of a headache. And now you got him attached to you. See, she knew all of that before she married this man. She knew everything about him before she married him. And she went lolly skipping her way in that marriage. And really, to me, I really question if she loved him. I think she was more a competition with the other women to prove it was more about her self-worth. That she was using getting him to prove her self-worth. If I get him, see his show, I'm better than all these. I'm the best. I'm this and that. I'm this and that. No, because I could tell how she responded on the Wifey podcast, and my personal opinion, how she responded to marrying him and saying, I got it. It was like, I got him and you don't, and all this stuff. But they did have him. And they always would. All your marriage was going to be was a cheap fest. Okay, you didn't win nothing. And I don't blame Derek. Derek just finally gave in. Derek never said he wasn't what it was. He lied about the business probably to his fans, and his business is about his business. But you always knew the deal. You always knew what he was. So ain't no sense in being out here crying. I mean, you going to war. You better go to war with yourself. As a woman, sometimes you have to look in yourself and be like, damn, that was all me. Damn, he showed me who he was from the beginning. I can't be mad. I can't be mad at all. It's be a lot of women angry with me and time. He played on me. He did this. That. I mean, like, sis. Yeah, wasn't he playing before? Yeah. So what upped your expectation that he wasn't gonna play? Well, because he married me. Well, because what? Because you damn near ran him down to marry you. Take some responsibility. Ladies, you got to start taking responsibility for your time and yourself. Younger girls, take lessons. Please take some. Don't let this be you. Don't be in something for 10 years and a baby and have to learn hard lessons that you're too young to learn. You should be able to go through, enjoy your life, enjoy your time. See your time now as the most valuable thing possible. See your energy as a valuable. Don't give anybody and everybody access to it. I can't wait to hear if she ever gives the interview. What she's going to say. But 10 years, far too long. Okay. 5 years, even with Kayla Nicole. far too long because I think Kayla Nicole knew it. He broke up with her, I think, a couple of years before, and she spent the block with him. She did. That's what happened, allegedly. And I remember saying on my show, I said, girl, if he don't give you a ring by Christmas, because it was 3 months after they supposed to got back there, I said, you need to only use him to get access to the other men in the NFL. like start looking around while you got access, right? But she has done a really good job of bouncing back, but she's a Scorpio. I expect nothing less. But everybody sometimes doesn't have, sometimes after people siphon your energy and your time and everything, it takes a lot to bounce back. And really, she's just doing what she should have been doing in the relationship. So, ladies, here's the next thing I'll tell you, and I'm going to take a quick break. But the next thing I'll tell you to do for yourself is to not only value your time and your energy, but to find something that you are dedicated to, has a person, a purpose, your gifts, something that you can put yourself into. Have a full life for yourself. And so when I come back, I'm going to talk to you guys about having a full life for yourself so that you won't be prey to these type of things. Okay. So we'll talk about it in just a moment, or valuing the life that you do have and not valuing so much to have someone that you're willing to do anything. So we'll talk about that too, because there's a lot of women out here that are successful and have that problem too. So I'll be right back in a moment and we'll talk about it. Okay. All right, you guys, I am back on the CC show. We were talking about the relationship. It's been 10 years. allegedly, the rumors are that Jhene Aiko, and I didn't even read y'all the article. Let me see. Has broken up with Big Sean. Let's see if I can pull up the news here. Okay, this is from allhiphop.com. It says Jhene Aiko has reportedly ended her long-time relationship with Big Sean after years of love, music, and family, citing commitment issues has the final straw. Okay, so he's been playing in her face a long time. The split reportedly didn't happen overnight. Sources say Aiko made the difficult decision after multiple ultimatums. If you have to give an ultimatum, sis, and ongoing disagreements about marriage. Big Sean got the dead by what happened. She wanted marriage. She wanted the commitment, one source said. Sean loves her deeply, but he just never wanted to take that final step. The couple shares a 3-year-old son and have been together on and off since the mid-2010s. There's been a minute. Their relationship was unique, and they have an album, and they gave birth to 2088. Was a game-changing opus. Okay. Friends say Aiko's patience eventually ran out. Eventually, she realized that the ring wasn't coming. The insider says she decided it was time to move on. There's no drama between the two, according to the chatter, and there shouldn't be any because she has to take the responsibility all on herself. You know, it is what it is, and a lot of the decisions that she's made, and it's okay. It's okay. We're not perfect as humans, but it says they're in great place. It's peaceful. They both respect each other too much to let things get messy. They just wanted to do what was best for their child. Okay. And I really see her career because she had a big listen. Do you understand what happened to you? Let me just say this, okay? And this is what I'm saying to women also on this with this situation. Value your work. That doesn't mean you're not balanced. That doesn't mean you don't value, you don't value your relation, but value, let somebody know value. When Jhene Aiko, when she was really, to me, the one of the women who kind of started this type of music that you hear a lot from women these days, like Summer Walker and all these people. That was Jhene Aiko's vibe to me. And she was really coming in as a big girl. She was really making her runs. And then here come Big Sean, disrupting the process. She shouldn't have never let him disrupt her shit. So I would say to you, her career, I really didn't hear about. I didn't even know they had an album together. I didn't even hear, you know what I'm saying? I ain't heard about her as much as you was hearing about her back then. Because her energy's been so, and I talked about another person who energy stifled somebody, they married them, but I ain't gonna talk about it. I don't want to bring it up around here. Okay, but I'll just say this: you gotta be careful because these vampires will vamp you out of your energy and your career. Now she got to work her way back, and there's tons of other chicks out here. She could have been way more established had she not been distracted. Same thing with Kayla Nicole. Kayla Nicole is trying to get focused now after years of distraction. Don't let somebody have a full life, ladies, when they come along. So that way you can say, when you realize they playing with your time, because you got a full life and you know you busy. And then even if you real busy and you say, I just want to relax with some love and everything like that, or whatever, be careful that you don't give up too much of your time and everything for somebody who's going to play. Don't start taking it. If you're just wanting to hang out sometime and stuff like that, understand where the other person is. Because what happens is these people could come in and start shifting your energy. Oh, spend more time with me. Yeah, I want you to spend more. Let's spend the week together in the Bahamas. Let's spend the week together in Turks and Caicos. Let's do this. Let's hang out and this and that. And they never want to commit. They just want to be up under your energy. And pretty soon you're not doing the things that you were doing. You're so busy running around with them. You're so busy running around taking care of their needs and giving them up to the, but they're still not giving you what you need, which is commitment or whatever it is. And then pretty soon you will find yourself in 10 years behind in your work, not established where you should have been, and having to deal with a failed relationship and a baby from it. Do you know how much of a setback that can be career-wise to you? So see, what I say is that have a full life and a career that you love and things that you care about, not something, and understand where you're at when that man comes into your life. Are you tired? Is your energy, because you got to be careful, because you might start revamping it, re-upping it with love. You know what I'm saying? Because love will replenish you and everything like that. And you will start getting a charge from him, but eventually that charge will be taken away from him, and then he'll start to take from you once he's completed you getting out and giving so much into him. So what I say is, if you're a woman with a full career, a full cycle, a full life, and you got it going on and stuff like that, and you really are balanced in it, you're less likely, balanced in it, I say too, you're less likely to let somebody come in there and interrupt that who ain't for real. You're less likely to say, you know what, I can go out to dinner with you tonight, not a weekend with Turks and Caicos. I'm busy. Well, wait, why don't you want to spend a week with me? Yeah, I really don't. Okay. And then maybe you got a weekend. Well, all I got is a weekend. I can't spend the next week with you at the Bahamas, Cook Island. I can't do that. I can't go to Bali. You're not taking a. I'm sorry, I'm busy. I got work to do. Well, I thought this was trying to be a relationship. Yeah, it is a relationship, but there's a way we come in. And you haven't talked about commitment yet. You haven't talked about anything yet. I'm not ready. I'm not doing all that. I'm not spending my time, wasting my time. I got things to do. When you serious, we can build friendship right here. Don't let them start over romanticizing you and getting you out there. And then before you know it, you look up and 10 years done passed, your career, the prime time in your career has passed. And now you got to figure it all the fuck out. Be that person already. Be that person to let them know, hey, I can't come in her like playing. If I'm coming for her, I'm coming for her. I can't come in there playing. I got to come in there with what I want and let her know, because otherwise she's not wasting her time. And not only just letting her know with my lip service, but action. Actions is everything, ladies. If they're not showing you with their action how they move, move on. I told y'all the story about my friend who was going with this person, this dude, and he had he had some sort of thing or something like that, and he didn't invite her. He didn't. It was something. He didn't let her go to the event. He was trying to call himself dating her, and he had an event, right? And he didn't let her know the event was happening, right? And she realized, I said, girl, if you ain't at the event, shit, he ain't that. She immediately stopped being serious about this person. Immediately. She said, no, if I'm not at the event. And he was like, well, I was just, it was he was lying about it, but the ex-girlfriend was at the event. And we had a friend that was at the event with him. And she said, why weren't you there? That's what got my friend. My friend was like, huh? Like, sis, why were you at the event? Because he had this blah, 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 blah. His ex was there. We was all looking at her like, girl, don't even just stop. She said, okay, no need to take this. And he got mad at her for not taking him seriously anymore. But she's like, why would you have me? Why would you not invite me to some place where your ex is there? Like, even if you didn't want anybody to know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it really is showing me what you are, who you are. Because he's not interested. He don't care. So quick, and I was so proud of her for giving to him a bunch of her energy that he didn't deserve. Kind around, oh, seeing why you mad about it. She even just stopped talking to him about it. She said, I'm not going to discuss this. Okay, so it is partly, ladies, discerning and being wise and understanding that these people have to show you with their action. Especially men with options, okay? Men with options, they need to very much be action-oriented for you. If they're not action-oriented, that means their options, they ain't paying no attention. They got other people that they're interested in, okay? All right? So you won't waste 10 years. So we read that article from allhiphop.com. It said he had committal issues. It's sad, but this is a lesson I think a lot of women must learn. And if you're a woman out here and you say, hey, Carlotta, I've already spent 10 years plus, I can't get this person to marry me. We have children. We have this and that. We have blah, 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 blah. I always say the choice is yours, but after 10 plus years, even if you have children and everything else, you can marry if that's what you'd like to do. If the person ever wants to be married, I say that the more you're more likely to divorce after a long period of time because you're not used to having commitment as your thing. However, what I would advise is to quit wasting your time. You've already given someone a family. You've already given them a life. You've already played wife for 10 plus years. Who the fuck would play wife without being a wife? Shit, that price is too fucking high. Ain't no fuck. Y'all must. That's why I say that they don't really be knowing. I love when LeBron's wife was on that podcast and she was laughing. She didn't like nobody calling her wifey. She said, "No, wifey, I'm a wife," because she understands I ain't playing this. This shit, I pay the price for this shit. This shit's hard. Damn, they don't that sitting up here. So you want to you already done paid the price of a wife. You done paid the price and you ain't got no you ain't got no you done paid the price to giving birth. You done paid the price to being married, washing, cooking, clean, doing everything, being supportive, being all these things. You done paid the price without him paying nothing. He is never going to take you serious, even if he marries you. That's my personal opinion. My personal opinion is sis, leave and save your time while you can. Clean up and save your time. Talk to your children about regaining your time, reclaiming. What was Maxine Waters say? Reclaiming my time, reclaiming your time, reclaiming your life, and perhaps there's someone out there that shares the values of you. What really happens a lot of times, a lot of women have tricked themselves into believing what the men believe. Because they're scared to leave after so long. They're so used to a way of life. But I guarantee you, if you find somebody else today, he'll clean up and he'll leave. Because he don't got to stay. He ain't got no commitment to you. So I would suggest to do the Jhene Aiko. If you asking me what, I'm not giving you that advice, but that's what I would do. I like to think I would do. I do the Jhene Aiko. I'd be like, I'm out. You done paid too much. So that's why I would say to you women who are long suffering and stuff like this, you done paid the price too. You done paid too much. Well, I'm gonna be by myself. Well, I'm gonna be single. Well, at least you'll find out it's a lot lighter being single. You will have a lot lighter load, especially if your kids is grown now. If you in one of these situations where the kids is getting older and you ain't got no toddlers and no babies and nothing like that, shit. The load has lifted. It ain't really, listen, why keep continuing to give that energy of a wife to somebody who ain't paid for it? Like, no. Like, man, you know how, ain't no way. No way. Just no. I say no. I say no to you. I say you should get yourself together, get your life together, and get out here and explore again. Explore you not only relationships, explore your life, explore what you can be, explore the possibilities, who you could become as a free woman. Well, you're already free. You just don't know it. You put all that commitment in, and you put all that time in for what? You ain't got no papers. You ain't got no papers. You free. You done had babies. You done had a family. Down, sis. Leave up out here. Ain't no way I pay the price. I'm just telling y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all from a marriage standpoint of view. Ain't no way I pay the price of a wife. What I know now about being married. Hell no, I'm not giving you that without no paperwork. Hell, it's too high of a price to pay for a woman to pay without a commitment, a commitment that is to me done. And they can say, well, that's the government. The government is telling you that's the government. Well, I'm sorry. I want the government to do this because it means we share properties, we share food, we share drink, we share all these things. And when it's over, it needs to be done properly. I need to end it properly, especially if I have children, or even if I don't have children. It needs to be done properly when it's over. Not gonna be sitting up here in something new. He can just walk out the door anytime he wants to. He can walk out the door. He can walk out the door. You done gave him access to your bank accounts and all these things. Are y'all serious? It's ridiculous. So today, Aiko has learned the lesson, and it's been a hard one. It's been 10 years and a baby. Don't do that to yourself. That's what this show is about. Don't be Jhene. And lost ground on her career. She's lost ground in her career. Yes, she has. No, she has. 10 years, what she was when she was hot out there 10 years ago. She was hot. She was sizzling. Okay. And not only is she lost 10 years and a setback in her and not saying the man she was with, if y'all said she was married before, okay, the man she was with was the one. I'm not saying that, but she done lost the commitment. She done put a lot on this motherfucker. She done put a lot in Big Sean's ass. Okay, Big Sean, she done lost commitment. She had a stable commitment when he married her. Well, I don't know if it was stable, but she had some form of commitment because the person actually married her. Y'all saying, okay? So when she met Big Sean, she actually had a commitment. She had a career that was flourishing. And she let him come play in her face. He's been playing in her face. He's been playing in her face since the beginning. We've watched this relationship. We got to see it play out publicly. It looks like to me, in my personal opinion, he's been playing in her face since the beginning. So she's given up a number of ground for him that he just really didn't deserve. A lot of ground. And that's a big lesson. I don't want you girls to learn this lesson. I don't want you to have to do this to yourself. Don't do it. If you're right now in a commitment with somebody else and you're looking at somebody else and all this stuff like this, listen, don't give up your your stability. Not for that, okay? I'm saying, yeah, let that be a red flag to you. Be like, dang, I better look at this and see, shit, am I good? Should I be in a marriage? Should I be married right now? You can let it do that. But don't let no non-committal, feminine, cowardly, because see, listen, what you got to remember is, even if you having trouble with the man you with, at least he married you. At least he had the guts to come and say what he wanted. Even if it ain't right. Even if you and him not gonna go, if it ain't gonna work out, it ain't gonna work out. That's all right. But you let it work out, not work out on your shit. But you don't let no motherfucker that's non-committal. He's non-committal. He can't say what he wants. He playing in your face. And he just come and try to play you out of your good health insurance and dental insurance and shit like that. And your commitment that you already in. Damn that. Don't be dumb. This is what I'm not saying she had that with the other man. The other man might have been I don't know what he was. He could have been a bum for all I know. He could have been I don't know. He could have been not nothing. Okay. I don't know. That's what I'm just listening to the rumors where people said that she was married when she met Big Sean. Okay. And I'm not saying Big Sean ain't the love of her life either. I'm not saying that because sometimes people can meet people when they married. I ain't saying that. I'm trying to be non-judgmental here. I'm just saying what's wisdom, ladies. What's wisdom is you don't really know what you want, do you? You just want me to be, he really probably the reason why he was dealing with Jhene in the first place. Let me drop a bomb for you girls. He didn't want to be committed. Jhene really had the upper hand, really, from the get-go. Because what she did, but she gave him access to her too fast. What the deal is this. He started fucking around with her because he didn't want to be committed. Because he knew if she was married, like y'all saying, he didn't ever want to be committed. He thinking she ain't gonna really get out that marriage. She not available. I can have a good time. When she should have been like, no, you can't have a good time. Not here. You can't even state to me what it is that you need or what you want. Why in the world should I come over? What you don't even know if you like marriage. What are you talking about? What I'm not sleeping with you. Are you seriously? I'm serious. I'm not saying that's what she did, but that's what the rumors are out here. Allegedly. Okay, so I'm just telling you, girls, that if they see, I heard a story. Let me tell you a sidebar. I heard a story. I'm going to give y'all a blind item real quick. Allegedly. Man, I got to hide this blind item because I got listeners that be knowing my blind items and be pissed. There was once a woman who had been in an unhappy situation, a partnership. Wasn't that great? There was a certain person that comes snooping. I can't give y'all a celebrity that comes snooping around, right? Nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with it because she wasn't in. It wasn't good. It wasn't going well where she was in anyway. She about to get out. She about to get out. Okay. So rumor is on these streets that this person gets in with this person, okay? But they can't never make no fucking decision. They can't. And guess what happens? Almost gets this po chick out there and fucks up everything for her life. Like just because this person just could. I can't tell y'all the blind item. I'm just saying the blind item. Those who know. And the chick, because she was so enthralled, because she's like, this is so exciting. He's such an exciting person. He's this and that. He's blah, blah, blah. And she didn't really look at him to see, like, dang, the reason he came after her in the first place is because I can't really say he came after her. He came after her. Maybe she made herself more out there, available. And then he came in, you know what I'm saying? But the reason he chose you, sis, The reason he messed around with her because he thought there was non-commitment there. That's what you should be. Because a man really, if he about his life, if he about his shit, he's not really gonna do that. Big Sean was about his shit. He been like, yo, let me tell you this. I see we got chemistry. I said this from the get-go. I see we like each other. I see this is this and that. But you got to deal with your situation. I'm not going to do that to you, and I'm not going to do that to myself. You know what I'm saying? But I care for you. I love you, and I'd like a commitment someday myself. That's why I don't want to do nothing like this, and I wouldn't want to ruin nothing like that with us. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't. They didn't, because he didn't think you were serious. He didn't take you seriously. So I say this to the Jhene Aikos of the world who are out there. That was your first red flag. Your first red flag was that he was willing to sleep with you and have an affair with you. Even if it, because there are people, wait a minute, and I ain't, again, y'all, because y'all don't write me, Carlotta, you being judgmental. I'm not being judgmental. I am saying, I understand things happen and people be attracted to each other. I get it, but y'all grown motherfuckers. We grown adults. You can hold your attractions off until time. I'm just saying that's the first red flag. That he is not serious about committing to you, is that he will sleep with you when you're in something else. Hey, I don't want to say because y'all get mad at me. I'm just trying to tell y'all truth. I'm sorry. I know, and I don't want to ruin people because you might be with the love of your life right now, cheating. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. This happens. Oh God, what is this show coming to? I don't know. All I'm saying is that you put a red flag. It's a red flag flying when you're cheating. It's a red flag. It's like shit. Do you think that August Alsina actually believed him and Jada was gonna work? Did he really? No. He's a young boy, that don't know better. Like, you know what I'm saying? But a grown men know. They are not, he is not taking you seriously. But he loves me. No, he don't. He tells me that every day. He's not taking you seriously. The first thing what's going to happen is when you finally get the guts and brave enough to get out of the other relationship, okay, and then you start talking to him about being serious, he going to be like, I don't know about marriage. You see what it did to you. I don't know. I don't know if I'm, you know what I'm saying? Don't you think you got married too fast the first time? Don't you think? I'm just trying to tell y'all girls. I'll tell you what Jhene Aiko probably was experiencing. And she probably was experiencing this from the get-go. I can't wait to hear her story. I hope she shares it with us. So that could be a big lesson for all of you out there. She's a Pisces. I think she might. Pisces women might share that tea. You know, Pisces women, when they learn, they share it. I just think I think that she may share. It is what, you know what I'm saying? Like that, she'll probably tell that was some red flags. That's red flag. Even if she was getting out that other thing, if it's allegedly true, what y'all saying? If it's true, I'm saying if she was getting out that thing, if she was in the middle, in the end of it, but it's still a red flag because she still hadn't completed it. Especially getting physical with somebody. I mean, it's something to have an emotional affair, but it's another thing, a whole nother level to take it to physical for women. Okay, so. Because it was probably over once she was probably already in love with Big Sean. Okay. So all I say is for women, that was the first red flag. And that's the first thing you got to hold off on. Okay. If he is, and he probably, I mean, like the blind item I told, let me tell you the blind item. Oh God. Why do I tell blind items? Okay, so y'all wouldn't even know the celebrity, this blind item I'm telling. Y'all wouldn't even know the celebrity. Y'all be like, y'all wouldn't even know. Y'all would. It's just probably it's a C-lister. Okay, but the woman should have known because he never what I feel like he did was he played in a woman who was already vulnerable's face. Like he just first of all, she ended up coming to him. And he never in the end, like he was like, he gave her an ultimatum. She takes the ultimatum almost, but he didn't realize that he's not doing what he says he's gonna do. Right. And I think what happened with this lady is that when you're an older woman and you're going through vulnerable times or whatever, you got to be wise at the kind of decisions you make. And this person never wanted, when I know what I heard about this, when she wanted to discuss or have, before it was an affair, she could not, he never wanted to be forward about what it was. So he wasn't forward until after the affair took place. Okay. And then it was all kind of games and shenanigans. Okay. So that's why I tell you ladies out here, that's a red flag for Jhene Aiko if that is what happened, because he immediately had her at that point. He had her by that point. If she's leaving for him, if she's doing any of that, that's the crux of it. So I'll tell you from the get-go, my personal opinion on this relationship is that the red flag happened several years ago. If this is true, what y'all telling me, that it was about, she was in a relationship, then that was the red flag. That was the red flag. And I'm not saying that she shouldn't have been out that relationship. It shouldn't have been with Big Sean. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's a way to do. Okay. That's all I'm saying. It's a way you handle things. Okay. And I understand life ain't perfect. Okay. But yeah, and he probably was never going to be committed. That's the whole truth. He never probably meant to be. He might have liked her a little bit more than normal, right? So I hope you guys got the lesson from this. I hope from some women out there, it helps you. A young person who is going into relationships and a love and trying to fall in love and trying to navigate. Listen, I just come on and tell y'all my ideas about things and stuff like that. Hope it helps someone. Okay. The reason why I talk about this is because I just think it's good. I don't want to see young girls or older women waste their time. And I want us to value ourselves more, value our life more, value our time more. It is hard enough to be a woman. It's hard enough to navigate through womanhood. Let alone when we let in relationships and all these things and trying to navigate those things and trying to figure out who we are in this world. So I'm not dogging Jhene Aiko at all. What I will say about her is, I wish her the best because now she's free from that. And she had the courage to learn a lesson that some women never learned. She had the courage to do whatever she did and get the lesson. Some of y'all in repetitive cycles of lessons. Y'all not even learning it and going. It's been 20 years instead of 10. So shout out to Jhene Aiko for setting herself free and realizing that fool wasn't going to commit. He wasn't never going to commit, realizing what it was. So shout out when you do find out, sister. Sometimes it takes 10 years. Sometimes it takes 5, like Kayla Nicole, 5+ years. Okay. Sometimes it is. And Kayla Nicole, boy, she got it like a Scorpio, boy. We Scorpios, we get it rough when we do. When we end it, she got to watch him run around here with Taylor Swift. But she know the deal. Okay. So, hey, that's what I say. Sometimes it's all right when you see your ex run around. You're like, girl, that's her problem now. Hey, man, hallelujah. I saw one of my exes was married. I was like, I said, look at God. Praise God, sis. I wish you the best. Because I know. I'm like, better you than me. Okay, glad I didn't make that mistake. Right, so that's what I'm just saying. You guys, sometimes I want you women to understand the power of sisterhood. And I'm big. It will not seem like I'm promoting sisterhood on here because I'm for women taking responsibility. I'm not always in agreement that the cheater is the reason for the ending of the relationship. Y'all like, what? Like I just said, I talked about Derek Jackson and his wife. I don't believe Derek Jackson was the cause for that relationship ending. I believe she knew it was the end before she even married him. She already said he was a playboy. You already knew what it was. You knew what it was. You just walking into death trap. Hey, if you tell somebody, don't drive down that road, it drops off onto a cliff. Don't keep driving. You're going to drop off and fall into a ditch. Don't do it. Don't do it. And you see that everybody's on the highway saying, don't. You keep driving. I see y'all. It's a ditch. I know. I'm going to keep on going. It's a ditch. And you drive off in that ditch. Well, shit, we're going to be all looking at them like, shit, we told you not to keep driving down this highway. It's a ditch. And you saw the signs that was a ditch and everything. But yet, you still, and now you mad because he cheated on you? Girl, get out of here. What you mad about? He did what he was always doing. You can't expect him to do. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, so I'm for us to have responsibility like that, where we see it within ourselves, where we're not sitting here. You don't end up in the end blaming a bad spouse that you knew was bad before you married him, being mad at him now because you 2 kids in, and feeling like you stuck, but you're not. But feeling like you stuck because you said he ain't doing me right. No, he's doing you like he always done you. And it ain't his fault. It's your fault. Because you allowed that. You knew he wasn't right when you married him. And you got to take responsibility for that. Well, he didn't have to marry you. No, he didn't have to marry you. And now he'll take responsibility for that. But you take responsibility for knowing what that man was from the get-go. Okay? Same thing with the Jhene Aikos of the world and the women who spend time 5, 10, 12, 20, 15, 30 years waiting for somebody to marry them. You knew what it was. You knew you wanted to be married. You knew that marriage was valuable to you, that you want to be married in a certain amount of time, but you allowed him to play with your time. You allowed him to play in your face. There's nobody else to blame but you. And that's why I love to hear to say she's at peace with it, because that means she's like, she realizes I did this. And that's okay. What a wonderful lesson for a woman to learn. I hope she shares it with us, some of the lesson, okay? Because that's a valuable thing to learn something like that you can share with so many young girls or women, period, so that they won't make the same mistakes that you have, okay? All right, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I wanted to come on and talk about that. I don't know if I'm gonna have another show this week or not, but wanted to get that off my thing to talk about. All right. So y'all have a good one. And let me see. Hold on. Let me see. I think, do I have something in the next show I'm supposed to talk to you about? I don't think, okay, guys, I don't think so. So we'll see. I'll let you guys know if we have something else come up this week. Remember too, the show that I had earlier this week where I got cut off talking about Adrian Ballin in Israel. It's 2 parts to that show. So there's a second part where I continue because I accidentally got knocked off the internet. So you guys can hear part 2. I recorded part 2 right after that. Okay, so part 2 should be out there so that you can hear that. That's an interesting situation too that we talked about also. All right. And that's that. Remember, you guys can hit me up on the Carlotta Chatwood Facebook page. You can also hit me up on Twitter, X, which is Carlotta72 and C Chatwood Show. Instagram is Carly's with an S _Galaxy, and TikTok Keisha Carlotta. And then there's a link for Threads on Instagram. Okay, you guys have a good one, and I will come on if there's some other subject or something like that to talk about. Okay, so I'm out. See you guys. Have a good one.